One question I got from Genesis chapter 3 is, was the tree of knowledge of good and evil the only temptation Adam and Eve had? It's a good question. So you're referring to what God had told Adam in Genesis 2, that he could eat of any tree in the garden except for one, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So theoretically, I think it's possible that Adam and Eve could have been tempted by other things. However, as concerning the way the story flows in Genesis 2, God said, you can eat of any tree in the garden except for the one. So God had only made one prohibition for Adam and Eve, and that was to not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So as far as Scripture is concerned, one can only break laws that have been given. And so God had said, you can eat of any tree except for this one. That was the only tree from which they were forbidden to eat. Therefore, they could not have been tempted by other things, simply because God had not placed other things off limits. So you cannot break a command that has not been given. So in that sense, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil was the only temptation that they had at that point until after the fall. Good question.